Okay, so well, obviously we scrimmaged on Friday of last week, and the competition has been pretty thick at certain positions throughout camp. And on Friday, the defense jumped all over the offense early, and then the second half of practice, the offense really turned it on them and made some explosive plays. Both of them did fairly well versus each other and probably split the downs on short yardage and goal line. In the red zone, it also was a back and forth. 2 minute, the offense did win mixed downs, and early on the defense was just very aggressive. Coaches, they called an aggressive game plan, try to find out who can make plays, who can execute at a high level, communicate, and we were pleased with progress there. So today it's as if it's camp. I know school has started. I know we're 2 weeks out, but we still use today and tomorrow to go University of Miami against University of Miami. Special teams-wise, we do incorporate some opponent stuff already. We have all summer due to the nature of those schematic issues that are presented. They're a little bit more, I would say, just a little more different than what you see on offense and defense. So by Wednesday, we'll have a pretty good idea of the 2/3 deep, for us going into game one. But until then, it's all focused on the Miami Hurricanes. Questions, please.
How would you say that the general health is coming out of camp?
I would say camp banged up. There's nothing, last year we had some devastating ones early. We haven't had that, knock on wood, and may that not happen. But we have had a physical camp. It's structured that way. It's that plan, that blueprint has stood the test of time for a long, long time, and we use it and we stick to it. We modify when we have to, when there are some issues. But the issues that we have are more just the rigors that come with camp. So overall, feel like we're in a decent spot.
Last season, everyone was saying when you came back that you was back, and you were specific on being like, no, we're rebuilding. Mm-hmm. Now in year two, what do you think are some of the changes that you've seen throughout this fall camp besides your roster and your coaches that is going to be able to be implemented for this season?
Well, I think every year, you always hit the restart button, for us, and coming back, and the whole, I guess, to the what back question is, we're just building. We're always building. Whether we have a seasoned team or whether we have a new team, we're just focused on getting better. By that I mean in everything we do. Today we have class. We just had our highest GPA that we've had in football program history. We got to do better there. Our practices, our tempo is much higher. Our ability to sustain longer drives, extended play drives has improved. Now we want to execute better. We want to play winning football. To play winning football, you've got to practice winning football. So the level of competition has been pushed. It has been recruited. It has been organized in a manner where we're going to get the best out of people, or people are going to show exactly where they stand, and whether we could count on them or not, and whether they can earn the trust of their teammates and their coaches. So the best way I could define it is there's been a lot of progress in camp, and it's got to transfer over to game day. And our job between now and then is to make sure we get them to the best point physically and mentally to make that transition, that transfer a reality.
On offense, how's Jalen Rivers done in the left tackle role? It's not a position he's played much at the college level. He's
really good, and he's really excelled at all 5 positions, which is rare, right? If you get one of those guys every 5 years, you feel really blessed. He's exactly what you want, and we feel like we've practiced ourselves into having 4 to 5 guys that we feel we could play winning football with at that position, but that can also slide inside and give us some help there as well. So his versatility, his approach to the game, his durability, was something that last year hurt us when he wasn't around. He's been extremely he's exactly what you want.
It seems like Damari Brown's getting big opportunities.
He is.
What's he shown with those opportunities?
Yeah, you're going to get Big Brother mad now. You're not talking about the older brother. Damari, you saw the way we just ended. Oh, you didn't see it. You guys were outside. Good. Glad you didn't see it.
Go ahead.
He's just a physical guy. Physical, fast, knows how to play football, understands the game. And where he played high school ball, that is high level training, right? They prepare those guys, and the hit rate there at Heritage is a very high hit rate, as well as all the other guys, from all the other schools that we recruit here locally. But he came in with a really strong knowledge of what we do in the secondary, and he doesn't flinch, And this freshman class has, over a dozen guys that don't flinch. Like, they're eager for the moment. They're not sitting back and waiting to inherit a job. They want to go win one, and the right way, not in anything but a hard work kind of way. So it's been really fun to watch him develop, and he's going to play a tremendous role this year. He's fighting for a starting spot.
Mario, Akeem Askew, we haven't seen him lately when we've been here as much. I don't know if he played in scrimmage, but how is he doing? How's his health?
He's doing good. He got nicked up in a camp kind of way, not in anything serious. He's practiced early and practiced extremely well. We held him out for about 4 or 5 days because that's what the doctor felt was best. It was a rest thing as opposed to a structural thing. And today he practiced full and seems he's back to form. So we don't foresee any issues with Akeem.
And as far as the defensive line goes, Ruben Bain, we hear about him all the time.
Yeah.
Do you foresee, and I know he's been playing some first team, do you foresee him starting, or any other freshmen, do they have a good chance of starting? You kind of know by now.
Well, you've watched him play for a long time in high school. You guys have watched. That guy is, he's different, and he and other guys, playing time around here is earned. He has earned playing time, and yes, he is fighting to be the prominent guy, as well as all the other guys that we have mentioned in previous press conferences, and that's something that doesn't end. I guess for us is more than establishing, hey, year 1, year 2, year 3, we'd rather establish you can play championship football, you can play winning football for the University of Miami, and play and rotate those guys. Where he falls in right now, I don't want to say that right now, but I know this, Ruben Bain's going to play a tremendous factor for us this year. That guy he's as good as any freshman I've been around, anyone.
Coach, what are you seeing in the running game so far, especially from guys like A.J. Allen and Mark Fletcher, who weren't here last year?
Well, I think you see two guys that are physical. They get downhill. They have good eyes. They understand front structures. They understand systematically. There's a lot of carryover to what they did in high school and both in college for A.J. coming from Nebraska. They're really smart. Okay, they're willing blockers, which they have to be, right, in this offense. They're very unselfish. They're excellent with ball security. They get downhill in a hurry, but they also could, put a foot in the ground and get outside and run by you. They're complete backs, and I think that added competition, and Chris was banged up for a couple practices. Chris came out today. Chris Johnson did a nice job. But I want to emphasize how much improvement we've seen both in Henry Parrish and in Don Chaney. Don Chaney's had an excellent camp, so we feel that position has gotten stronger through competition. Competition brought the best out of that camp. We felt going into camp, maybe, I wouldn't call it relaxed, but it needed something to generate some, okay, let's get this group on edge, and I think those new bodies have made that a reality.
With the last week of training camp now, before you guys start, game week prep, do you guys have anything planned as far as like a walk through a Hard Rock or anything like that this week?
Well, we already practiced out there and felt that we did what we had to do. The stuff that we do pregame, we'll do it right here. We'll do it right here. I think that, even though there's a lot of new bodies on the team, the stuff that we have to go through, we're okay here.
Did Chris Johnson, just to clarify.
One more time.
You said Chris was back today. Was he back?
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Chris. Was he back fully or just?
Fully. He was banged up for a few days.
Okay.
A week, maybe a little bit less. But he was good to go today.
Can I ask you about run defense? Just are you comfortable with what you've seen so far?
I am because the nature of technically, I think we're better up front with what we're doing and how we're doing it. I also think schematically it lends to really, it fits what we are. It fits our personnel. The guys that we have, they're powerful, but they're fast. They're quick, real quick. They have good foot and body quickness. We've gotten bigger up front. Now we got a couple guys that are 310, 315, 320. That helps. We've increased our length. And then we've got some experienced guys that have come over from other conferences that have played a lot of football. So the combination of that and our linebacking core has gotten bigger and stronger. I think the combination of Coach Guidry, Coach Taylor, Coach Salavea, Coach D. Nick, that front seven has really taken shape really nicely. And when we practice stud now, you see the level, the standard for thudding up increasing and getting better all the time to become better tacklers, right? So we're pleased with the progress, but we're not where we need to be yet.